In 5 days, Jensen Huang is going to walk onto a stage in San Jose and try to save Nvidia's monopoly. The competition is banging at the door. Meta bought 10% of AMD, Broadcom's AI revenue just doubled, Google's TPUs are 44% cheaper, and China just trained a frontier AI model without a single Nvidia chip. So this is really a make or break moment for Jensen with zero room for error. But the biggest company on Earth's not about to go down without a fight, because it appears that what they're planning behind the scenes is massive. And if it works, it's not just going to beat the competition, it is going to secure Nvidia's title as our dominant overlord for the next decade. But before we talk about what Jensen is bringing, you need to understand what he's defending against. Because usually when people say a monopoly is under threat, they mean that a competitor built something better, but that's not really what's happening here. What's happening is coming from within the Nvidia ecosystem itself, from their own customers. 3 weeks ago, Meta, the company that has spent more on Nvidia chips than anyone else on Earth, announced a deal to buy $60 to $100 billion of AMD compute on top of a 10% equity stake in AMD. Think about what that means. Meta isn't just switching vendors, they're funding the competition with Nvidia's own revenue. And once you see the pattern, you start seeing it everywhere, because Broadcom's custom chip revenue just doubled, and their customers are OpenAI and Anthropic, the two biggest AI companies who currently run on Nvidia. And China just built a frontier model without a single Nvidia chip, which means that this has already jumped the fence. So the whole AI cartel is pretty much hedging at once. So the question is Jensen just sitting around playing patty cake while the competition steals his lunch? Well, not so much. You can tell because of how he's been talking lately. Nvidia historically does not talk about cost. That's just not how they compete. For years, Jensen has gotten on stage and talked about performance, petaflops, benchmark scores, how fast the chip trains a model. Price was never the pitch because when you're the only option, it doesn't really matter how much it costs. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago, Jensen announced the next chip and led with cost per token. That was his key selling point. And then 3 days ago, he told a room full of journalists that the GTC keynote is going to feature a chip that will, in his exact words, surprise the world. Jensen Huang does not hype his own keynotes. He's never had to. He's just sort of let the hardware do the talking. So when he says surprise the world, that's another tell that something is coming. And we happen to know exactly what that something is. The first thing, and somehow least impressive thing, that Jensen is going to show is a chip called Vera Rubin, and it's Nvidia's answer to every CFO who's been sitting in a meeting listening to Broadcom and Google make the cost case. Why? Because it is a 10 times lower cost per token than Blackwell. Not 10%, 10 times lower. If Vera Rubin delivers that number in independent testing, then the economics that drove everyone to look for exit ramps away from Nvidia completely disappear. Now, these are, of course, Nvidia's own numbers, so how can we really trust them? As a rule, we can never really trust a multinational monopoly dead set on global domination, but there is at least a precedent in this case. When Blackwell was first announced 2 years ago, the specs looked like marketing just like this. And then Nvidia swept every single category and it wasn't even close. So when Jensen puts a number on a chip, the track record says that we should take it seriously. But Vera Rubin is really just the appetizer. It's been public since January, so this is definitely not the surprise that Jensen has in store for everyone. That is something completely different. And to understand what it is, you need to know something about copper wire. Because when you build a modern AI training cluster, 72 GPUs in a single rack, thousands of racks in a data center, those chips have to talk to each other constantly. Every step of the training run, they're syncing, exchanging data, coordinating, and the thing carrying all of that communication is copper wire, the same copper that's been inside computers since the 1970s. Copper is fast, but it is not limitless. There are thermal limits, bandwidth limits, physics limits, and over the last 2 years, the clusters have gotten so big that the wire itself has become the bottleneck. Think about it like this. You can make the GPU faster, but if the interconnections can't keep up, then you're not going to make any gains. So the ceiling today is not compute power, it's copper. Nvidia's answer to this is a chip called Feynman. Feynman replaces the copper with light. Literal light. It's actually mind-blowing. Data travels through channels etched into the silicon itself as pulses of lasers. When the vehicle that delivers the data is light, the thermal limits of copper don't apply. The bandwidth ceiling doesn't apply. You're not pushing electrons through wires anymore. You're sending photons through glass, which is basically the difference between forcing water through a hose and just letting a beam of light through a window. This is called silicon photonics, and if it works at scale inside of a chip, then it is the biggest change in how computers communicate since the transistor, and it would disrupt the entire industry. Now, Feynman is being built on TSMC's A16 process node, 1.6 nanometers. No chip at that scale exists anywhere in the world right now, and according to leaks published by TrendForce and corroborated by Tom's Hardware, Nvidia will be TSMC's first customer on that node, possibly the only one in early production. That means Nvidia isn't just building a better chip, they're building a chip on a process that nobody else has access to yet that sends data using light instead of copper. That's the surprise. And if you think that sounds like some far-off fantasy, like the hardware nerds' version of Skynet, then just listen to this. Because 6 days ago, a startup called Air Labs raised $500 million. Air builds co-packaged optics, the specific technology that would let Feynman replace copper with light. The lead investor was Nvidia, and the co-investor was AMD. Nvidia and AMD, the two companies currently fighting for the future of AI hardware, whose CEOs are on stage at competing conferences making the case that the other one is losing, just wrote checks into the same startup together. AMD has no reason to validate Nvidia's technology bet unless they looked at the same physics problem and reached the same conclusion. When two rivals agree on a direction at that scale, the only question is who gets there first. And Nvidia's total bet on this isn't $500 million. They've invested $4 billion across Air Labs, Lumentum, and Coherent, three of the core companies building the optical ecosystem. This is the largest technology bet Jensen Huang has ever made, larger than any single chip because it's not a chip. It's a replacement for the physical medium that every chip in every data center uses to communicate. If it works, the competition is going to be operating on ancient physics, and the benchmarks are the last thing they'll be thinking about. Now, this doesn't mean that it's over for the competition. Feynman ships in 2028 at the earliest, silicon photonics is experimental, and while Jensen is promising surprises, Meta's AMD chips are in data centers right now. Broadcom's custom silicon is running inference queries right now. Google's TPUs are saving enterprise customers money right now. No matter how good Nvidia's new hardware is going to be, it can't serve a single inference query today. But here's where the competition should actually be worried. Vera Rubin does ship this year, and if the 10x cost number does hold in independent testing, then the economics that drove everybody away from Nvidia is going to evaporate before Feynman even exists. And by the time Feynman does arrive, Nvidia will have spent $4.5 billion building an optical ecosystem that nobody else has access to yet. So 5 days from now, when Jensen walks out on stage in San Jose, watch for 3 things. Does he actually show Feynman silicon on stage? Does anybody independently validate Vera Rubin's cost numbers? And third, watch what the competition does before the keynote. If AMD, Google, or Broadcom announces anything in the next 5 days, then that's a good sign that they're panicking. We'll find out soon enough if he pulls it off, and when he walks off that stage, I'm going to break down exactly what everything means. So subscribe and you will be the first one to see it. See you in the next video.